Dzień dobry, witam Państwa serdecznie, Kaja Bryx w Racjonalista.tv. Jest ze mną dzisiaj specjalny gość, Sanal Edamaruku, który przyjechał do nas z Finlandii. Tak, z Finlandii, chociaż jest Hindusem. Sanal Edamaruku jest prezesem Indyjskiego Stowarzyszenia Racjonalistów i obecnie od 2 lat przebywa na wygnaniu w Europie. Co takiego sprowokowało to wygnanie, dowiedzą się Państwo od samego Sanala. Dear Sanal, thank you very much for being here with us. Can you tell us what exactly you're doing in Finland? Why you're not staying in India now?
I wanted to stay in India. My major center of activity has been India for a long time, and whenever I've been doing work outside India, that was centered in my rationalist center in India. But the situations forced me out of India. A lot of people have been unhappy about our work, though our work has been benefiting Indian society and making a silent revolution. And amongst the people who have been so worried about our campaigns was the Hindu fanatics at one side, the Muslim fundamentalists on the other side, and of course the Catholic Church, which has a big ambition in India. In one of the major public positions there that they have made is they want to Christianize India. The third millennium is for Asia, and Asian conversion is one of the major part of their agenda. So this is something what we have really challenged and in a way made public attention to. So they have been angry. They tried to corner me on one point when I explained a miracle. So I had to leave India to save my life.
How exactly they threatened your life?
In Mumbai there is a small church which attracted a lot of people because there was a miracle. Miracle was so simple that the feet of Jesus Christ started dripping water, and they said that Jesus was crying, and the water was flowing through the feet. I don't know why he should cry as a statue, but
and why through the feet?
Yeah, why through the feet? And when I explained this miracle, probably it could be some other source. They challenged me to come there and study it. I accepted the challenge, and of course they have given me permission to study it. And it was not very difficult to find that the source of the holy water, which they distributed to everybody during prayers, was simply the toilet, and it was coming from a drain through capillary action. When I explained this on a television program, it ended up the whole miracle, and nobody wanted to go from the next day onwards, and the bishop was so furious that I exposed it. So they started a lot of intimidation methods. First they invited people to attack me outside the studio, then they filed a lot of cases against me, and they threatened that I'll be eliminated when I am arrested and kept in a jail. And there is a law which is never used earlier so vehemently, a law in 1860 that's against fundamental rights of Indian citizens, that the police officer, not the judiciary, having unbridled rights to arrest a person and keep him without an arrest warrant and without a bail. And that's the law which they have been fighting. The church is fighting this law in Pakistan when Christians are in the receiving end, and they want to use this law against me because I have been stopping their prospects and great plans.
Wow, that really sounds bad. It's good you have found a safe house in Finland. Can you tell us more about how you have been living in Finland and how is life there, and what are you doing there?
In fact, I did not plan to go to Finland. Finland was the first stop before my proposed journey to Poland in 2012. In fact, Poland has been the reason that I went out of India. I had a tour, which was a lecture tour, which was organized by the Rationalist Association, and since a lot of planning was made for that thing, I didn't want to stop it. I decided to go to Finland for 15 days so that I can fulfill this journey, then I can go back to India. I thought the dust will be settling down. When I was in Finland, I understood that things were warming up, and when I was in Poland, I understood that police is already for my life there, and I could not go back after that. I went back to Finland, and I got a residence permit there. I didn't go for an asylum. I got a residence permit, and based in Finland, I started traveling all around Europe. I got invitations from everywhere in the world, and I've been interviewed to almost all major television channels in the world. So therefore, the concept of free speech, which is denied in the democratic, progressive India, and the double standard of Indian government in such a situation has been explained or exposed to the whole world. And I don't think most of Indian politicians even are happy about what happened. But they don't take any position. They're afraid because Catholic Church has a lot of political clout in India, though they are only just 1% of population.
Well, as a Polish Rationalist Association, we are very proud to be the first organization that actually hosted you during your exile. But the whole situation is really sad. I hope your stay in Europe you perceive as a good time in your life, in spite of all the problems that caused it. How do you perceive Finland?
See, first of all, I'm not sad. And I don't find anything sullen or to be worried about. I live in the situation and I know how to respond to it. And I don't feel alone because I'm with people, I'm in the center of activities, and I'm in communication with everybody whom I know in India. The whole organization I'm in permanent contact with. Nobody could stop me. The only thing is that I'm not physically present in India. That's a little sad sometimes because when, for example, when my mother, whom I loved very much, was on the deathbed, was knowing very well that she was going down, I could not see her. Well, I've seen her over the Skype and talked to her. I could not touch her. I wanted to embrace her before she goes. Such things are painful. So the real thing, nobody can persecute me because persecution is a mindset. And I'm very clear that if anybody tries to intimidate me, I will get more strength, like a ball which is pushed down. I come out with much strength.
Well, that's why we respect you that much. You are really a special person to us, and I think you should speak out about your case, about your way of viewing the world everywhere, because everyone can learn from you and from the way you behave. Is Europe much different than India? What do you think?
There is the climate in Europe is not the weather. I mean the political climate and the social climate in Europe is giving much more respect to human rights. In India also theoretically we respect human rights, but in practical terms things are much different. We have two Indias coexisting. One is a progressive modern India, very civilized with civil society, very active, and a medieval India which is pulling things backwards and taking away the rights of people at every juncture. So Europe had a great experience of Enlightenment movement, and that has given big result in Europe. But in India, we didn't have a Renaissance, we didn't have a Reformation, and we didn't have really an Enlightened movement. But still, we are trying to reach out people, jumping all these long process that Europe have gone through in a short span of time, without having the long pain that Europe has experienced. That's why this becomes an important struggle, and that's why we are going to set standards in India by changing the society in a certain span of time.
In which we wish you good luck. Ladies and gentlemen, Sanal Edamaruku was here with us. Thank you very much.